Negrodiscombobulator. So the Nazis, Perón, quick association. Who could do that unless they've been all these places? You're sitting right here and you see that, and without going to the computer, without going through nothing, you make all that association right on the spot. And that's different from, see, the West got all these computers, they're overloaded with information. But you got, now who can make the quickest and the most direct decision? One man that's had all this experience, that's got everything in his head, he can associate things that nobody would ever associate in the normal society. Oh, that praying girl, you still praying, or you just looking at the wall there? Oh, that's a praying girl there, praying at the wall. Good for you. Don't worry about it. It's okay. We're just having fun. Yeah, we're going to, if people, that's what you do. I don't know if that was you I was talking to. If people would come to me acting funny, I would just give them something to run with. Now, the grand jury, remember everything that everybody did to us. And I hope y'all out there and, can follow all of this stuff, you know. The grand jury effect, when they moved during this last move in 2013 on, 2013, do you know, what in the heck is this? Is that 9 years ago or something? 13. And this is 2021. Yeah, 8 years, something like that. 13 would be 7. Yeah, this 8 years. For 8 years, people 8 years ago, most people is a long time ago. For us, it's right last week, almost. Take your time, delay in analysis. More confidence in analysis and activation. Before you activate, you take your time. And you activate when you get ready. Okay, I got something here about Musa and Khidr. You know, Khidr. So Musa wants to go with, you know, this guy. He said, man, you ain't going to pick up on nothing that's going on here. No, I'm going to be paid. I'll be all right. So Khidr means green. That means ever living, you know. So anyway, I want you to think about the stunted growth. The Stooges stunt their own growth, but they stunt their children's growth. Because a lot of the children that are part of these things, they're grown now, and their parents put them right into what they was into. And their children know that their parents have technically stunted their growth, but they're in the system. They go to school, they get a degree, you want a job, you know, where you're gonna get a job with the movement. The movement is not a guaranteed income. It's not a guaranteed stuff like that. Boy, but it sure hook your faith up. No, when you talking about a gorilla, nigga come out of this, boy, he be what? You know, shaking his head, I ain't nothing. I mean, life won't be, remember what it says though, the guys at Motiversity stuff, this part is right. Of course, the hadith say if there's two easy ways to do things, an easy way and a hard way, do it the easy way, right? If it's just general stuff. But when that brother said, and I say it, been saying it longer than him, you do what's hard, life is easy. Anybody that sat around here for a while, they said, boy, I ain't gonna do that. Is that semi-correct?
I'm still working through that.
I'm not saying.
I'm still working my way through. You know, I'm still working my way through.
No, but I'm saying, no, you're doing fine. No, you gotta imagine, this is not sitting at that masjid and you're a treasurer and you do, it's not that. This is different. This is unbelievable. But then you believe it. You say, I believe it, I saw it, I heard it, I know it's true. And then, but just imagine, just being here for a short time, it helps. Whether you're here or not, whatever you do after this or doing this, it's going to be easy. Tell the truth, because whatever you, for instance, you say, okay, I'm going to take a year off from the movement, or I'm going to take a leave of absence. Just say that. Whatever you do then is going to be easy, because it's just going to be with money or this, that, and other. It ain't going to be, hey man, this is a teacher and a trainer. Are there any questions, any comments? I don't want to overdo it.
People were laughing at someone said, thanks for explaining Imam. They were referring to
Negrodiscombobulator.
Negrodiscombobulator.
You did the Negrodiscombobulate. He discombobulates his enemy. The white man is discombobulated. I'm telling you, I want y'all to understand. You got to believe in yourself. And remember, I was talking to the khutbah. Arrogance is one thing, confidence is another. If you fight somebody for, let's say, 50 years, and you don't never get knocked out, you get a few bruises here and there, but you rolling, you come every time, this is the 51st round, you come out ready to go. You're not as scared of that thing anymore. I done fought you 50 rounds. That's just 50, not 60, or not 55 like it really is. This is the 55th round, and they long rounds, they year-long rounds, and you ain't did nothing. At first, I was ducking and, I don't want the boss man to hit me, like everybody else. Then after you take a couple of hits, you say, that ain't nothing. Sucker, who you, right? Then you start tagging him a couple of times. And when you tag him, his knees get to acting funny. You say, that ain't you, boss man. With your knees wobbling, eyes getting big, lips puffing up. And then you say, this way we're going to deal with you. We ain't going to stand there and just try to knock you out. We just going to bop, hit you upside the head, bop, bop, and catch all your blows. And pretty soon, his eyes will be puffed up. They got to be puffed up because he can't be looking at the world that we're looking at. He can't be, he got to be discombobulated because it's not structured, it's not organized, and everybody see it. The people in Asia say what? They're talking about capitalism, and they're talking about the middle class, and China has brought 600, 700, 800 people out of poverty and going back and get the rest. They got a program to go back and get the rest. And all the people in the United States have declined over the last 30 or 40 years, except the super rich. Hey, man. Okay, so are there any questions or comments?
Yeah, this was another comment someone said. This was when you were talking about, the government using basically kind of flooding not just our communities, but the young white kids with drugs. Someone mentioned that the government even tested on their own troops during the 60s.
Oh, yeah.
That was around the time we were talking about Vietnam, drugs.
Yeah. Shoot, the government is the one that gave all the people the dope. I mean, including the Vietnam vets. They brought the drug back in body bags. There's supposed to be a dead person in there. Yeah, go ahead.
Before that, another sister has said she was laughing at the fantastic stories of the addicts.
Right.
Brother said, he asked, all that opium in Afghanistan, would you think, like in Vietnam, American troops were sending by drugs? Would you think there's someone sending back dope to the streets of America?
From Afghanistan. Let me say this. First of all American allies are dope dealers. The Taliban had brought opium production down. When the Americans got there, dope production have risen 400%. That's what they say. You've heard that? 400%. Okay. I've been in Iran, and Iran, see, they try to send it from Afghanistan through Iran and then to Europe. Good God Almighty. The dope that they be busting in Iran, I mean, opium, heroin, even crystal meth. They making everything. Look, when we was coming up, they had Afghan black. That was some of the best dope. Afghan black, they called it. I mean, way back. I mean, 50 years ago. But Afghanistan is the drug center of that part of the world. Afghanistan, with the U.S. there, all American, Chiang Kai-shek. Did you ever see American Gangster?
Yeah, I've seen it.
You remember on the front part, as soon as it comes on, it has his connection is hooked up with Chiang Kai-shek, the Chinese. And the opium producer changed it to heroin. Where he's going, he's traveling way up somewhere. He's traveling to what they called in those days the Golden Triangle. Laos, Cambodia, and one more. That was called the Golden Triangle because some of the troops that was with Chiang Kai-shek, Chinese, they moved into those areas, and a lot of the people in those areas used to fund their troops with heroin and everything. And so at that time, it was perfect for the U.S. because the people was messing up here, so they had to send heroin back here. The heroin that they was getting in Southeast Asia was so good that when they got back here, they had to consume 4 or 5 times as much to get the high that they got over there, because the purity of the heroin over there. Is Afghanistan the center of drug trade in that region? It definitely is. It definitely is. From Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Iran. You know, Iran used to be the drug center when the Shah was there. Yeah, Iran was big in dope. There's still a lot of drug addicts, and they remember, they tried to send it to Iran. If you saw, I was watching the drug bust on TV and everything, and I have some friends work in those agencies. Hey man, Iran is doing good to keep that amount. I mean, let's go into truckloads and the tons. They just, Afghanistan is just cranking out drugs. And Afghanistan, Turkey, and all those have been opium producing. It used to be Turkey, the French connection, dope, Marseille in France, and then sent over here. But Turkey, remember, all those are right together. Turkey, right here, Afghanistan over there, Iran right in the middle, all of that. Pakistan. So yes, tell the person that America is big in Afghanistan. And the only reason they don't want to leave is the heroin and dope production. See, Afghanistan is not only producing opium and heroin, but now it's producing ecstasy. It's producing hey man, it's producing everything. I think the only thing they don't produce is cocaine because there ain't no cocoa leaves around. But if they leave that long enough, they'll be to start growing cocoa leaves in Afghanistan. Yes, indeed. Any more comments?
Yeah, he had followed it up with that last comment Vietnam, many of the troops would send back drugs. He's basically comparing that in Vietnam, they were funneling drugs back into our communities from Vietnam.
Yes.
The same thing today in Afghanistan. Same place.
No, are they sending to, yes, they loading up America with drugs directly from Afghanistan. And the CIA know it and the FBI know it, and also the DEA know it. Because drugs have their traces and what have you. And you can tell where this was China white, because it's fully produced. Cocaine with off colors in it, a little orange, a little brown. That's called a scum. It's good cocaine, but it's not pure. Like, you know where they get, brown sugar is sweet.